倒计时100天。那么，自从去年12月1号中国这个接任20国集团总书记以来，20国集团的推进情况，那么中方对这次杭州峰会的这个中国近期所有的情况呢，大家都很关心。
So today, as you are all concerned with our preparation, so today we are going to introduce you about how we prepare. Today, we have many ambassadors and also those in stakes. Now let's welcome Wang Yi to give us a speech. Today is the 26th, and tomorrow will be the 100-day countdown. And this meeting is going to be held on September 4th and September the 5th. And during these meetings, many parties in stake are going to participate in this meeting to talk about global issues and future development. And we get together and have future development. So G20 Summit is an important platform for global economic development. And the GDP occupies 85% of the world, the trade about 80%. So we can see whether G20 Summit members have a good or bad economy will directly affect the whole world and will also lead to a new direction, chart the course. G20 is different from the precedented cooperation mechanism. Here, developed and developing countries cooperate with each other as fair players. We talk about economic issues and decide together. This can show the changes and is in line with global trends. This has promoted historical progress. G20 is no longer a game of zero summit. We are drafting new fiscal policies to have more reforms in economic organizations. We are recovering. So this spirit of partnership is the most valuable. And up to now, we already have 10 G20 summits. And this time, China hosts this meeting. Currently, world economy is in a very important transition. We have both the opportunities and also the challenges. If we only rely on the monetary policies, our future potential will not be that dynamic anymore. At the same time, our fiscal policies are different. We cannot fight together. Third, the protectionism is on the rise when we have more economy. And fourth, although world economy is recovering, it is still sluggish and we are still in a slump. So, at this critical moment, the world is putting their eyes on this G20 summit. They hope the deliverables of this meeting will bring us more energy and dynamics. So, as the country of presidency, we have the important obligations on our shoulder. And on this meeting, we will help to handle with the most important issues we are faced with and also contribute more. So, we first hope we can have a stable growth. We're on the route. We hope to have more dynamics and powerhouses. We should transit the crisis response mechanism to a long-term mechanism. so as to chart the course for future
去
cooperation.
年安塔利亚峰会上，
Last year, on
介绍了杭州
Antalya
峰会的主
Summit,
题、重
President
点
Xi Jinping has
和中方
introduced
范围的整体设想。
the total condition and also the important topics on this session of G20 Summit.
专门发表致辞，
And on the day of taking
中国办会
this
思路考虑
host, President Xi Jinping has given us another
构
speech.
建创新活力、
He
联
said
动
that
包容的世界
China
经济，
will try to
作为峰会的主题。
contribute an innovative,
并在议
invigorated,
题上设置了
interconnected and
创新增
inclusive
长方
world
式，
economy.
更
This
高
will be
效
the
全球
theme
经
of
济
this
进步治理，
meeting. We will have
强
a
劲的
more
国际贸易
dynamic,
和投资，
a
包
robust,
容和联动
and
式
a
发展。
better investment. We are going to have a better cooperation on the whole 4 topics. These 4 topics have been supported by all the members.
中方的设
We all
想
believe that
体现了长期性、
China's belief
战略性，也展现
has
了宽
shown
广视野
our long vision,
和雄
the
奇水
broad
平。
belief, and also our ambition.
G20的活动纵贯全年，
So the
杭州峰
G20
会是
Summit
极大
activities will take forth for the whole year.
全年将在中国
And Hangzhou will be
20
the
个
host.
城市举办各类会议，
In the whole year,
66
we are going to have
其中
66
部级的
meetings
会议
around
就达到
China,
23场，
and there are
包括
23
5场
ministerial
G20的专业
meetings,
部长会议，
including 5
5场
professional
G20 的
ministerial
协调人
meetings,
会议，
5 Sherpa
4
meetings,
场G20的财长和央
4
行行长会议，
finance ministers and the central bank
4
governors
场
meetings,
G20的财政和央行副手会议
and 4 deputies finance
6
ministers
场
and the central
大
bank
型
governors meetings,
推导活动。
and the 6 facilitation activities.
G20的各类工作组会议还有43场，
All the working groups
参与
meetings
和设
will
计的人
reach
数
43.
将达到数万人次。
About tens of
这
thousands
些
of
会议
people will
都是在不
participate.
同的领域，从不同的角度为
These
杭州峰
meetings
会做
start
准备
from different
并
domains
推动
and
将各
perspectives.
方共识
We would like to
转
make
化为行动。
preparation and hope to change our
自
consensus
接任
into
主席国到
actions.
今天，我们已经举
Since
办
the
了
very first
2次
day of taking
协调会
this
议
obligation, we
2
have
次
already held 2
财长
Sherpa
和央行行
meetings
长
and the 2 finance ministers and central
发
bank
展
governors meetings.
贸易和投资、就业、
We
能
hope
源、
to
基础
focus
设
on
施等
investments,
各个领域的工
employment,
作组
infrastructure,
也
green
都
development.
举行了
All
多
the
轮的
working
会议。
groups also have multiple
沉寂
rounds
多
of
年的国
development.
际金融架构工作组
The working
成
group
功
of international financial architecture
和
has
新成
also
立的
been
创新
reestablished,
新工业革命和
and
数
the
字经
newly
济3个专题工作
established
组
3
开展工
working
作。
groups such as
可
digital
以说
economy working
G20 的
group
中国
has
年
also started
已
their own
经过
business.
半
So
进
we
展
can
显著。
see now our operation has
中方设定的
gone a
峰会
long
主
way
题
and we have
和
achieved
重
a
点议
lot.
题得到
Those
各方的
important
广泛支
topics
持。
have been widely supported
峰会
by
成
all
果
our
的架构
members.
板块
The frameworks
基本成
and
型
architectures have already been
主要的活动安
stable.
排全部敲定，
Those major
场馆的
arrangements
建设
have
等
been
落
settled,
实良好。
and the venues are also in
我想在
progress.
这里告诉大家的是，
And here, I want to tell all
中
of
国
you
已经做好准
that
备，
China has
杭州
already been
已经做好
prepared,
准备。
and so is
我们期待
Hangzhou.
着各国嘉宾的到来。
And we are willing to receive our guests from coming afar.
接下来的100天，峰会的筹
And
备将进
in
入
the
冲
following
刺阶
100
段，
days, we are going to
我们将在6
usher
月
the
9 月
second
初
stage.
再举行2次协调
At the
会议。
beginning of June and September,
7月
we are
份
going to
举行
have
财长和
2
央行
more
行长会。
Sherpa meetings, and
从
in
6月
July,
开始，
another 2
农业、
financial ministers
能
and
源、
central bank
就
governors
业、
meetings.
贸易
And from
等4场
June, we
G20
also
的专业
have
部长会
4
将密
professional
集召开。
minister meetings such as
此
agriculture.
外，工商峰会、劳
Besides
动会议、智库
B20s,
会议、青
labor
年会议、
meetings,
妇女会议、
youth meetings,
民
women
间社会会议
meetings,
等
and
大型
civil
的配套活动
meetings,
也
and
将
some
陆
other
续的举行。
facilitation meetings
所
are
有这些
also
会
in
议对
progress.
于扩大
All
共
these
识、固
meetings
化成
will
果
help to
都具有
enlarge
重
our
要的意义，
consensus and
都将指向
solidify
一
the
个共同的
deliverables.
终点，
We are
那
going
就
to
是
have a common
5月4号
destination.
到5号
That
在杭州
is
举行的
the G20 Summit held on September the 4th to September the 5th, the 11th Summit.
大家可能关心杭州峰会究竟会
I
取
think
得
you
什么
must
样的
be
成果，
concerned
对世
what
界
we
经
are
济
going
带
to
来什么样的
achieve
影响。
on the summit.
中方
What
在办会过程当中
influences are we going to
始终坚
impose?
持
And
问题
during
导向，
preparation, we always let by
针对各国政策
problems
出现的分化
and，questions.
我们将推动加大
As for the
宏观
divergences,
经济政策
we
的
are
协调力
going
度，
to have more
避
coordination in
免
macro
负面
policies
外溢的效应。
and to have less spillover
针对新
effects.
老动力转换，
As for the transition
青黄不
of
接，
old and
我们
new
将推动从
powerhouses,
创新和
we are
改革
going
中
to
挖掘新动力，
extract
实现
more
强劲、
from
平
innovation
衡
and reform
和
to
可持
have
续的
more
增长。
robust, sustainable
针
development.
对世界经济中的风险和不确定
As
因
for
素，
the risks and
我们
uncertainties
将
in
推动
world
完善全
economy,
球经济治
we
理，
are going to
维
improve
护国际金融
global
稳定。
financial governance and help to
针
stabilize
对
it.
贸易投资低迷
As
和
for
保护主义抬头，
The sluggish
我们将推动
investment
重振
and the rising
两
of
大引擎，
protectionism,
构
we are
建
going
开放性
to
的世界经济。
reinvigorate
针对
our
发展
two
鸿沟仍未
powerhouses.
消除，我们将推动 G20
As for
率
the
先行动，
gaps,
引
we
领
hope
全球
G20 can take
可持续
lead
发展合作。
so as to chart a course for future
为了
sustainable
实现
development.
上述的目标，
In order to
我们正
reach
在
all
同各
these
方一道，
targets, we are
力争
fighting hand in
打造
hand with
十大
all
成
the parties to try to have 10
一
fruits.
是制定
The
创新
first
增长
is
蓝
to
图，
draft a blueprint for
中方
innovative
将创新增长
development.
方式
We
确
are
定
going
今
to
年峰
have a
会的
new
重
path
点
of
领域。
development, and this is an
这是 G20
important
首次
topic
聚焦
for this
全
summit.
球增长
And
的
this is for the
中
first
长期
time
动力。
G20 will
很高
focus
兴地
on the
看
mid
到
to long-term
这一主
driving
张已
houses.
经得到越来越
And we
多
have
成员的
already
认
seen
同。
that this
在本月中旬
initiation
举
has
行
been
的
warmly
创新
welcomed by all the
新工业革命
partnerships.
数字经济专题工作组会议上，
In this
各成员
month,
已经
all
就
the
制定
members of the working
G20
group
的
has
创新
already
增长蓝图达成
drafted
了
this
原则共识。
blueprint and has reached more
这份蓝图
consensus. And
不仅
this
将为世界
blueprint
经济增
will
长
not
找到新的
only
强
give
劲动力，
us
还将在
more
创新
robust and
新
dynamics,
工业革命
but
数字
will
经济的
also
各领域
help to
制定
innovate
一系列的
digital
具
economies
体行
and
动计划。
draft some detailed plans.
我们将努力做到
We hope
理念
in the future we are
行动
going to have the
有机制
concepts,
共
the
同为全球增长
mechanisms,
开辟新途径。
so as to open a new path for future development.
二是制定落实2030
And
年
second,
可持续发展议程的
we
行
hope
动计划。
To draft the action plan to 2030
作为最大的发展
development
中国家，
plan.
中国认为
As the
G20
largest
应当
developing
更加
country,
重视
China
发展问
believes
题，
that G20 should focus
加大
more
对
on
发展问题
development
的投入。
and invest more
今
in
年我
this
们致
aspect.
力两个第一
This
次，
year, we have
第
two
一次
first
将发
time.
展问题
For the
置于
first
全
time,
球
we
宏
put
观政策框架的
development and
主位。
the macroeconomic
第一次
policy of the whole
围绕落
world.
实
And
2030
also
年
for
可
the
持续
first
发展议
time
程制定
around
行动
this
计划。
2030 Sustainable Development
我们期待
Agenda,
通过
we
集
want
体
to
和
make an
多
action
边的
plan.
行动，
We hope
为联合
through
国可持
efforts
续发
of
展
both
议程提
individual
供
and
强有
collective,
力的支持。
we will offer
我们还邀
stronger
请了更
support.
多发展中国
At the
家
same
与会，
time, we have also
使杭州峰
invited
会成为
a lot of
发展中
developing
国家代
countries
表
so
代
that
表性最强的一次。
G20 can have more developing
我们希望
countries
向国际
to
社会
show
传递
their
这样的信
ideas.
号。
We hope to tell the
G20
international
不仅属
community
于20
that
国，还属
G20
于
not
全
only
世界。
is a
关注的不
platform
仅是
for
自
these
身的福祉，
20 countries, but
更
also
是
the whole world.
全人类
We
的共同
focus not only on our benefits, but also the welfare of the whole world.
三是制定结构性改革优先领域指导原
Third,
则
we
和指
seek
标体系。
priorities and yardsticks
各方已就
for
G20 结构
development
性改革的9大
and
优
the
先领域
structural
达成共识，
reforms. We have
正在进一步
already
制定
reached
指导原
consensus
则，
in the 9
并且建
major
立整套
priorities of
衡量改
these
革进
structural
展和成效
reforms,
的指
and we
标
are
体系。
going to have some
这
yardsticks.
在 G20 历史上也是第
And
一次，
this is also
体
unprecedented.
现了
for
标
G20
本兼治
Summit.
促增长的思路。
We focus both the symptoms and also the
在
roots.
继续运用好财政、货币政策，
We are going to
应对好
continue
当前挑
to
战的同
use
时，
the fiscal and the
通过
monetary
结构性的改革
tools and
来提高
also
世界经
the
济
structural
中长期
reform
增长。
so as to unleash more potentials for mid to long-term development.
第四大成果是制定全球贸易增长的战略。
And the fourth is
贸易
about
是世界经济的
trade
血液，
development. Trade
对
is
构
the
建全球
blood
性、
for
对构建
this
开
whole
放性世
body.
界经济意义重大。
This is very important for an
国际
open
贸易
world
的增速已
economy.
连续多年低于世界
International
经济的增
trade
长，
has for consecutive years
中方
lower
今年
than the
推动
average.
将贸易
So
投
this
资
year,
摆上 G20 的议
we
程，
want to
并为此打造了
focus on trade
G20 的贸易部长
and
会
also have
和贸易投资
trade
工作组
ministers
这些计划
meetings and some relative working groups.
全球贸易增长战略 旨在通过协调
global
贸易投资
trade
政策，
development
采
strategies
取便利化
hope
措
to
施，降
coordinate
低贸易
different
成本，
policies to have more
增加贸易融资
conveniences
等举
to
措，
decrease the cost and increase
切
the
实扭转
benefits,
贸易增长下滑的趋势。
so that we can turn the
第五
trend
大成果
of
是制
a
定全球
downturn
投资
development
政
of
策
trade.
指导原则。
Fifth is about investment.
目前，国际投资领域为
Currently, the
3200多
national
个双边协定
investment
所分割，
has been divided
不利
into
于开展跨境的投资合
2,300
作。
different cooperative projects, and this
今年
is not good for
希望能够
development.
推动 G20 制
And this year,
定全球
we
投
hope
资指导原则，
G20 can draft
这将是全球
principle
首
for
个
global
多边投资的
investment.
规则框架。
This will be the first global
开创
one
性。
in this regard.
当然，多边投资规则的制定
Of
不会一蹴
course,
而就，
the multilateral
开启
principles
这
will
个
not
进程
come
本身
overnight.
就具有
However, this initiation has already been very important.
六是深化国际
And the
金融架
sixth
构的改革。
is to deepen the
自接任
reform
主席
of
会以来，
international financial
人
architecture.
民币
Since we
加
have
入了
taken this
特别
responsibility,
最晚权的货币篮子，
IMB has been
国际
a
货币体
part
系改革
of
取
the
得重要进展。
SDRs, and this is
国际
very
货币基金组
important
织
for the
也
financial
落实了
architecture
延迟多
reforms.
年的改革方案。
And in IMF
在此
has
基础上，
also
我
changed
们将
the
推动国际货
past
币基金组织
plans.
尽快完成第15次
So
份额的总
during
检
the
查，
whole process,
进一步
we
加
hope
强
to
全
promote
球
a
金
fixed
融安全网，
review
维护
and
国际金
try
融
to
的稳定。
build a global financial safety net
第七大
so
成
as
果
to stabilize world economy.
是创立
And
3
the
位一
seventh,
体的
we are
反
going
腐败合
to
作。
have a tripartite
我们将推动 G20 制定追逃
anti-corruption
追赃高
mechanism.
级别原则，
We are going to have a high
设立追
standards
逃追赃研究中
principles
心，
for
制定反腐
looters
败
and escape
2017到
pursuits. We're
2018
going
年
to
的行
build
动
a
计划，
2017 to 2018 action plans
构建原则、机制、
and
行动
also
3位一体
to
的
have a tripartite
让腐败分子
anti-corruption
在 G20 的国
structure
家
so
无处
that
藏身，
those corruptors
无所
can
得
no
逞。
longer hide in G20 members.
8是发起
Eight,
支持非洲和最不发达国
We
家
hope to
工业化
initiate
合
the
作的倡
support
议。
for the African countries and the
非洲
least developed
和最不发达
countries.
国家急需加快工业
These
化进程，
countries need to
提高自
accelerate
主
their
发展。
process for industrialization
中方
and
今年
have
将
more
推动 G20 成
initiation.
员开展合
So
作，
this year, we
通
hope
过
we
能力
can
建设、
cooperate
增
to
加
help
投资、
them build
改善基础
capacity,
设施等举
increase
措，
investments, improve the
切实帮助这
infrastructure
些国
to
家
help those
加速工业
countries
化
to
的发展，
accelerate their process of
加快实现
industrialization
减
and
贫
also
可持
to
续发展
relieve the
目标。
poverty and to reach the MDG targets.
第9大成果是制
And
定
ninth
创业行动计划。
is to have a startup
中国正在大力
project.
推进大众创业、万众创
Now
新。
we have the mass
中
innovation
方今年推
project
动
in
制定这
China.
个行动计划，将为世界经济增长
And
和
this
就业
year,
增长提供
I
强劲的动力
believe。all these projects will
为各国
offer
交流
new impetus
创
for
业实践
future
经验
employment
搭建
development
重要的
and
平台。
also establish very
行
important
动计划提
platform
出
for
了一系
exchanging
列
our
政策建议
experiences.
和具体的实
During
施
these
方式，
projects, we have some
将为
detailed
各国
action
制定政
plans,
策
and
提供
I
参考。
believe we can offer some references for other countries.
10是
And
推
the
动气候
10th
变化巴黎协定尽早生
is
效
to。promote the entry of the Paris Agreement of
在中方倡导
UNFCCC.
和各方支持下，今年4
With
月份
China's
的协调会
initiation
议
and all the support
发
from
表了
our
G20 历
members,
史上第一份
we
关于
have
气变问题的主席声明。
initiated the first presidential
各方承诺
statement
于4
on
月
climate change, and we
22
have promised
之后
that
尽早签署巴黎协定。
after April the
并尽早完
22nd,
成
we
国内
want
审批
to
程序。
sign
联合国秘书
this
长潘基
agreement
文
as soon as
专门发表
possible.
声明，
And
对
Pan
G20 此
Ki-moon
举
has released a
在场
special
欢迎。
statement to show
目前，绝
his
大多数
praises.
G20 的成员国和嘉宾
Currently,
国都已经签署
Most
了。
G20 members and the guesting countries have signed this
我们将
Paris
推动各方
agreement. We
加快
will
完成批准手
stimulate
续，
all the countries to
公约
accept
早日
it
生效。
and also to accelerate
协调
the
各方
signature
采取积极
process
行动，
so that
为
this
国际企业
agreement
合
can
作
come
尽
into
力。
effect. We can all contribute our efforts to a
此外，
better
在今年
future.
2月份举
And
行的首
besides,
次
in
G20
this
财长和
February,
央行行长会
during
议
the
上，
first finance ministers
方
and
承
central
诺
bank governors
共
meeting,
同采取
all the
财政、
parties have
货币
promised
和
to
结构性
use
改革
physical
等
monetary
政策工具的组合，
efforts and the
避免竞
combination
争性
tools
不贬值，
so as to
加强
refrain
汇率
from
政策的
competitive
磋商。
devaluations and to negotiate
这发出了近
more
年
on
来
monetary
G20 加
policies.
强宏观经济 政策协调的最强硬，
So I believe this
向
is
市
the
场
strongest
传递了一
support
致和积极
and
的信号，
also show the market some positive
稳定预期
signals,
提振信心的作用，得到国际经济
and
界
more confidence have been
舆论界
inspired.
高度的评价。
The circles of economy
我们期
and
待杭
also
州
the
峰会
press
能够
have
巩
spoken
固
highly
和扩
of
大这个
our behavior.
合力
And I
为
believe
世界经济
that
构筑牢固
G20
的
Summit
防线。
can work more on this aspect and help to
我们
stabilize
今年
future
还在推动
development.
G20在绿色金融、
And this year,
会金
green
融、
finance,
投
financial
资和基础
inclusion,
设施、
and
能源
investment
可及
in
性、
the
可再生
infrastructure,
能源、
renewable
效
energies,
粮食安全等领域制定行动计
efficiency,
划，
and
或者
food
是合作倡议，
safety. In these regards, we are going to
那么
have more plans.
共同促进国际经济合作，加强全球经济治理。
In these regards, we are going to have more cooperation and
除了上
financial
述，
governance.
我们正在跟各方一起，在
Besides
加快
all
推
these
行
efforts, we're
力争实
also
现的
working with
十大
all
成
the
果之外，
member states.
杭州峰会
Hangzhou Summit also have two spotlights.
一是丰富多彩的特色活动，
The峰 first is diversified and
G20
abundant
峰会是一个
special
新兴机制，
activities.
中国则
G20
是
Summit is a new
人民
mechanism, while China
两者相
is
会交融，
time-honored.
将激荡出
When these two
人类
elements
发
are
展
combined
进步的
together,
强劲的和声，
we are going to have
并且
a
在 G20 历
better
史上
spotlights
留下辉
for
煌。
future development, and this will definitely become a
我们
beautiful chapter
安
of
排了
G20
迄今规模
history.
最大的工商峰会，
We have
与领导人峰会
organized
背靠背的
the
举行。
largest B20 and the
工商世界经济增
G20
长大计。
together, so as to help
届时
promote future
习
economic
近平主席
development.
将出
By
席
that time,
并且
President
发
Xi
表
Jinping
政
will
治演讲。
participate and make keynote speech.
G20 峰会前
Before
将举行
G20
金砖领
Summit,
导人
we
的
are going to have the meetings between the
G20
BRICS
峰会呢
countries'
将于4
leaders.
日下午开幕，5
The
日下午
G20
结束。
Summit will start on the afternoon of September the 4th, will be finished on the afternoon of September the
峰会后，
5th.
习主
President
席还
Xi
将
will chair the
举
meeting,
行中外记者会，
and
介绍
afterwards,
峰会的成果。
he will also participate in the
此外，我们还为各国
press
领导人和与
briefings
会代表
to
准备了富有中国特
introduce
色
the
的文化
deliverables.
活动，
And during the whole
我相信
process, we also
八方来
have
宾
diversified
将充分感受到
activities
中
for
华
all
文明
our
的博
friends
大
and
精深，
partners. By that
体会
time,
改
I
革开
believe
放
all
的
of
勃
you
勃生机，
will enjoy Chinese
浸染江南
brilliant
文化的独特
cultures,
韵味，
the special
领略杭州人
Southern
民
China
的热情
culture,
好客
the hospitality
留下
of
难忘的
Hangzhou's people.
回忆。
You are going to have an unforgettable memory.
第二是开放包容的办
And
会
the
风
second
格，
spotlight is an inclusive way of
办好
holding
G20
this meeting.
要海纳百川，
So if you are
汇
going
聚
to have
众志，
this successful
中方始
G20
终重视
Summit,
各
we
方的
hope
意
to
见，
pause the wisdom.
尊重不同的声
We
音。
respect different
中方同
opinions.
G20 成员
Together
嘉宾
with
国、国际组
G20
织
members,
保持着密切
institutional
的交流互动，
organizations,
相互了
and
解，
also
不
some
断加
investor
深合作
countries,
共识，
we cooperate
不断
with
增加。
them and also have deep
中方
discussions
还
with
将通
them.
过主办
We are going to
G20
have
的
some
工商峰
deeper
会、
consensus.
妇女会议、
And
劳动会
through
议、
the
民间社会会
B20s,
议、
the
青年
meetings
会议
on
和
women,
智
on
库会议
youth, on labor,
这些大型的
etc.
配套活
some
动，来广泛地
facilitated
听取社会各界的声音，
activities.
打造
We are
最
going
广
to
泛的共
hear
识。
from the voice of the whole society and to reach the widest consensus.
中方主动积极地走出去，
China
全
take
方
an
位、
active
多
step
层
to
次地
go
开展
global
G20 的外围对
and
话。
to have the
我
sideline
们走进联合国
meetings
大会，
in
走
a
进非盟总
multilateral
部，
way.
走进
We go
77
into
国集团，
UN, go
走进
into
最不发达国
77
家、
group,
内陆国，
go into
小岛
the least developed countries, those
我们
small
向世界
countries
各
on the
国
islands,
以及所有关心 G20 的
to
人们
all the
介
countries
绍杭州
and
峰
all
会的筹备情
those
况，
who
倾听各
are
方人民
concerned
诉
of
求。
G20 will
我们
tell
的对
them
话的
about
活
our
动覆盖了
preparations.
几乎所有
Our
联合国
dialogues
成员，特别是其中的
maybe have
130
covered
多
all
个
the members
发展
of
中国家。
UN, and especially
段
more than
我们还将结合
130 developing
夏季
countries.
达沃斯
And in the next stage,
场合
together with
继
the
续
Seven
广泛推
Devils,
进。
we are going to hear more of others'
中国人
voices.
常说，行
Chinese
百
people
行
always
百里
say
者半
that
九十。最后的筹备工作
the
最为
last
关键，
stage of the preparation is the most
最为重要，
important,
也更需要严谨务实。
and we need to take more
中国还
cautious
有一句话
steps.
叫“众人拾柴
And we also
火
know
焰高”
that
峰会的
unity
成
is the
功
most
离不开
important.
各方的大力支持与配合。
Our
我们将
success
继续秉
is
持
due
开
to
放、
the concerted efforts made by each parties. We are going to be more transparent to talk and to communicate with all the parties so as to ensure a successful summit. We hope all the member states can have win-win results and make our world economy more equitable. We are confident in this target. Now, Hangzhou Summit is coming. So now, let's meet in September. So this is my introduction. Thank you.
下面利用有限的时间，王毅外长还愿意回答中外媒体的提问。那么提问环节呢，可能我们将采用中英文交传的方式，也请大家注意。好，现在请大家提问。介绍一下自己来自哪家媒体。
G20 Summit in Hangzhou will be one of our last opportunities for President Xi to talk before the US election. So what will China prioritize in this meeting to explain the US position before the US Chinese president?
奥巴马总统已经多次表示将出席杭州的峰会。在今年3月，华盛顿两国元首期间，那么双方也都期待在杭州峰会的时候再次见面。那么目前正在这次密切的沟通。
President Obama has expressed his willingness to attend the G20 Summit on several occasions. When the two presidents met on sidelines of the Nuclear Security Summit last March, both of them looked forward to their meeting at the Hangzhou Summit.
两位元首在华盛顿举行的会晤，当时就是下阶段的方向。那么是一个成果丰富的会晤。我们看到在两国元首的领导之下，中美双方在经贸、两军、反恐、执法、人文、地方等领域开展着非常紧密的交流合作。我们还就气候变化、朝鲜半岛、伊朗和叙利亚、阿富汗等国际地区和全球性的问题进行着有效的沟通和协调。
Meeting between the two presidents in Washington, D.C. is a very productive and pointed way for the growth of China-US relations going forward. Guided by such principles, China and the United States have had close exchanges of cooperation in the economy, trade, military, counterterrorism, culture, and people-to-people exchanges. The two sides have also had effective communication and coordination on global and international issues such as climate change, Iranian evolution, Syria, and Afghanistan.
中美双方在第二轮会谈之内。
And during the G summits, we are going to have close cooperation because we believe the China-US cooperation is efficient. This will benefit the preparation for G20 development.
China and the United States have maintained close and effective communication and cooperation within the G20 framework, and such cooperation has also facilitated China's preparations for the G20 summit.
我们也继续与美国深化在这样的
And we are also further deepen the cooperation with U.S. Together, we need to hold the spirits of partnerships and to unleash some positive signatures to the whole world.
Coordination with the US within the G20 framework, a joint effort to uphold the partnership spirit of solidarity and demonstrate our ambition and send a positive signal to the outside.
一个稳定、健康发展中的关系，符合两国共同利益。
The healthy development of our bilateral relationships is in line with our both interests, and we are also looking forward for the next meeting during G20. And we believe this meeting will further deepen cooperation in all around, and so that we can exert more positive signals to the whole society. I hope no matter this or next American presidents will carry out the practical cooperation with China to solve disputes and to promote future development of bilateral relationships and to benefit our both peoples.
We believe that a stable China-US relationship enjoying some development not only serves the shared interests of China and the United States, but also meets the expectations of the international community. The meeting between President Xi and President Obama at G20 Summit in Hangzhou will surely help deepen mutually beneficial cooperation between the two countries across the board and send a positive signal to the international community. And we believe and hope that the current and next President of the United States will uphold a positive and pragmatic policy toward China and continue to deepen cooperation with China and constructively handle disputes and sensitive issues. This way, we believe China-US relations will continue to achieve great development and it will contribute to the development of our two countries and the wider world.
杨某。
大家就是这个我要。
With China National Radio, Minister Wang, in your remarks, you said that China will put development as a central place in the G20 agenda this year to help implement the Agenda 2030 for sustainable development. Would you elaborate on China's measures in this regard?
这是一个很重要的问题，也是我们发展国家共同关系的问题。我们帮助发展国家消除
the issue of common concern to help developing countries to eradicate poverty is our common destination. And we are going to help to improve.
Interest to provide developing world in particular. To eradicate poverty and realize sustainable development is the common moral responsibility of the international community and will contribute to long-term economic growth.
中国是最大的发展国家，我们对发展
China is the biggest developing country, and we know how important development is. Since reform and opening up, we always put development on the highest priority, so that China has changed dramatically. And the international community also have the Millennium Development Goal.
The country has a keen understanding